actually, you would think that I had been the type of person who would have obsessed over the idea of a wedding my whole life, but I actually never thought about what I would ever do or what I would want until I met the person.
That one's going to be easy. I just got to figure out if I win a football game first.
I'm doing the album thing now, which is a big thing.
Yes.
And then I think the wedding is what happens after that. In the scheme of the plan.
You know, every once in a while, a celebrity romance comes along that doesn't just feel like gossip. It feels like a movie unfolding right in front of us. And if you thought Hollywood love stories were predictable, think again. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are out here rewriting the entire script. Picture it. One of the biggest pop icons on the planet, the queen of heartbreak ballads and chart-topping anthems, falling head over heels for one of the NFL's most magnetic, record-shattering stars. It's not just a love story, it's a cultural crossover event. A fairy tale meets football. Stadium lights meet candlelight dinners. Someone literally said, let's mix a championship parade with a royal wedding. And the universe said, done. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Taylor, who's famously private about her love life, has recently been just bold enough to give fans a few breadcrumbs, and those hints are pointing straight toward what could be the most talked about wedding of 2026. And if you know Taylor, you know this isn't going to be your average I do. When these two plan something, it's not an event, it's a global spectacle. It all started with one blink and you'll miss it moment on the Graham Norton show back on October 3rd, the very day her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, dropped. Taylor was glowing, radiating that effortless main character energy, and in between all the talk about the album, she slipped in a little something that made the entire internet lose its mind. I'm just doing the album thing right now, which is a big thing, she said. And then, with that signature sparkle in her eyes, added, and then I think the wedding is what happens after that in the scheme of the planning. And just like that, Swifties everywhere went from analyzing lyrics to planning her wedding playlist. Because if Taylor's excited, we know something legendary is coming.
Doing the album thing now, which is a big thing.
Yes.
And then I think the wedding is what happens after that. In the scheme of the planning. You know, I'm so excited about.
I mean, come on. Taylor Swift casually talking about her wedding plans like she's just updating a Spotify playlist. It's both heart-melting and jaw-dropping. Only Taylor could make planning a global event sound like a chill weekend activity. And then came the Instagram post that broke the internet. Legendary. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married, she wrote. The kind of caption that's equal parts poetic and playful, perfectly Swift-coded. The photos that followed? Pure magic. You could practically feel the mix of surprise, romance, and that signature Taylor sparkle radiating through the screen. And honestly, can anyone blame us for being obsessed? Because of the proposal? Oh, the proposal. Sounds like it was ripped straight out of a blockbuster rom-com. According to Taylor, right after recording her debut appearance on Travis's New Heights podcast back in August, he surprised her with something jaw-dropping. An entire garden built behind his house just for the proposal. A custom-built garden for one moment. Taylor called it a 10 out of 10, but let's be real, this was a solid 11. If there's a world record for most over-the-top yet perfectly romantic proposal, Travis Kelce just set the bar so high, even Cupid's taking notes.
Around sort of nervous about the podcast. He's like, my heart is racing. I just really I know how much this means to you. Like, really want this to be what you hoped it would be, because we've been talking about doing the podcast and announcing the album.
Yeah.
And he's like, my heart's racing. And I've never seen this dude nervous.
But here's the part that really stops you in your tracks. Taylor's quiet confession that she never pictured herself as the wedding-obsessed type. During an interview on the UK's Heart Radio in October 2025, she admitted something that caught even her biggest fans off guard. Despite writing some of the most iconic love songs of our time, the heartbreak anthems, the grand romantic metaphors, the lyrical daydreams, Taylor revealed she'd never actually imagined her own wedding. "You'd think I'd be the kind of person who's had a Pinterest board for it since I was 12, she laughed. "But I actually never thought about what I'd do or what I'd want until I met the person." It's such a simple statement, but it says everything. For someone who's turned love into an art form, it wasn't the fantasy that mattered, it was finding the right person to make it real. And in true Taylor fashion, that realization hits like a bridge in one of her best songs. Emotional, honest, and quietly cinematic.
Actually, you would think that I had been the type of person who would have obsessed over the idea of a wedding my whole life, but I actually never thought about what I would ever do or what I would want until I met the person.
Yeah.
Like, it's like then, so I haven't actually even thought about that.
And that, my friends, is the kind of romantic revelation that makes even the biggest skeptics start to believe in destiny. Just a little bit more. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce is out here proving that wedding planning can be equal parts heart and humor. On his New Heights podcast, when Jimmy Fallon playfully asked whether he and Taylor were going with a DJ or a live band for the reception, Travis didn't even blink. "I think we're live music kind of people," he said confidently. Because, let's be real, can you even imagine a Swift wedding without live music? Then, flashing that signature grin, he added, "That one's gonna be easy. I just gotta figure out winning football games first." Classic Kelce. Romantic, grounded, and just the right amount of charming chaos. It's that effortless mix of confidence and warmth that makes him the perfect match for Taylor's poetic energy. Together, they're like lyrics and melody. Different, but absolutely made for each other.
But are you got to do DJ or band? Are you thinking about all this stuff?
Yeah, I think we're live music kind of people, you know? So
I've seen you perform. You have to.
That one's going to be easy. I just got to figure out if we win a football game first.
Which, if we're being honest, makes perfect sense. Travis Kelce has clearly mastered the art of prioritizing. And when your fiancé is Taylor Swift, even an NFL playoff game probably feels less stressful than picking floral arrangements. And speaking of arrangements, Taylor recently hinted that their big day might be a destination wedding. She didn't say where, of course she didn't, but that single tease was all it took to send the internet into full detective mode. Are we talking a sun-soaked tropical island, a centuries-old European castle, or maybe a secluded cliffside resort overlooking the ocean, the kind of place where the horizon looks like a lyric from Lover? Knowing Taylor, it'll be somewhere impossibly romantic, stunningly private, and dripping in symbolism. A place that feels like it belongs exclusively to her and Travis, at least for one unforgettable weekend. And naturally, when it comes to music, you know it's going to be legendary. Taylor teased that Ed Sheeran will probably be performing, joking that it'd be nearly impossible to keep him off the stage. "That's the fun thing about our friendship," she said. "We both love performing, we love writing, and we love singing." Just imagine it, Ed Sheeran serenading Taylor and Travis as they exchange vows under twinkle lights and ocean air. Goosebumps, right? And let's be real, Taylor Swift and live music go together like peanut butter and jelly, so don't be shocked if surprise performances keep the celebration going all night long. Oh, and the guest list? Forget the typical A-list micro-wedding. Taylor's going big, stadium tour big. During her Graham Norton appearance, she confirmed that this will be a massive celebration. No stressing over who makes the cut, no awkward bubble guests. As she put it, the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small list and people are on the bubble. I'm not going to do that. It's going to be fun. Fun and absolutely unforgettable.
I know it's going to be fun to plan because I think the only stressful weddings are the ones where you have a small amount and people are on the bubble. You have to evaluate or assess your relationship with them to see if they should be there. I'm not going to
Picture it. Hundreds of guests, friends, family, teammates, collaborators, and maybe even a few surprise celebrity appearances.
Basically, an A-list gathering of everyone who's ever shared a stage, a locker room, or a chapter in the Taylor and Travis love story. But here's where things get really juicy: the rumored wedding location. According to insider whispers, Taylor reportedly has her sights set on one of the most breathtaking venues on the East Coast, the Breakers in Newport, Rhode Island. We're talking about a 70-room Gilded Age mansion originally built by Cornelius Vanderbilt II, a seaside palace valued at $500 million. It's opulent, iconic, and just 40 miles from Taylor's beloved holiday home, High Watch in Westerly. So yeah, it's basically in her backyard. But here's the kicker, and it's pure Taylor Swift energy. Allegedly, another couple had already booked June 13th, 2026, the exact date Taylor wanted. And instead of backing down or picking another weekend, she reportedly did something only a superstar with a heart and wallet that big would do. She offered to pay for their entire wedding and honeymoon, over $150,000, just so she and Travis could secure the date. It's bold, it's generous, it's a little bit legendary. In other words, it's very Taylor Swift.
One of my friends is getting married at in Rhode Island on June 13th, 2026. The venue called her and said someone is willing to buy you out of your date. She said, no, I don't want to switch my date. They called her back and said they're willing to pay for her entire wedding and honeymoon to have this date. So they said yes and think it might be Taylor Swift.
And let's be real. Can you even picture Taylor Swift politely negotiating with a couple over a wedding venue? You know she probably did it with that signature charm, poise, and quiet confidence of someone who always gets exactly what she wants, but does it so gracefully, no one's even mad about it. Of course, the Rhode Island rumors are still swirling like a sea breeze off the Atlantic. Some insiders insist the couple might have chosen the Ocean House Hotel instead, a stunning resort just minutes away from Taylor's own mansion in Westerly. But here's the thing, both venues have publicly denied any official confirmation. And naturally, that only makes fans more obsessed, because when it comes to celebrity weddings, secrecy doesn't kill the hype. It supercharges it. Everyone loves a little mystery, especially when Taylor Swift's name is in the headline. Meanwhile, Travis is handling the entire circus with his signature blend of humor and chill confidence. On his New Heights podcast, when asked about wedding planning, he laughed, "That one's gonna be easy. I just gotta figure out how to win a football game first." And honestly, that's adorable. There's something so endearing about how grounded he stays. Like, he knows the wedding will be magical no matter what, because he's planning it with her. The real pressure, catching passes under stadium lights, not choosing table linens. It's that balance that makes them work. Taylor brings the vision, the sparkle, the cinematic flair, and Travis brings the steadiness, the humor, and the reality check. Together, they're chaos and calm in perfect harmony. Now, just imagine the planning sessions. The two of them sitting at a long table, covered in mood boards, cake samples, and swatches of fabric. Taylor pointing at chandeliers on Pinterest while Travis pretends to care until she mentions the open bar. The two of them laughing over whether a DJ or a live band fits the vibe, secretly plotting surprise performances from friends like Ed Sheeran, and playfully arguing over whether or not a private helicopter entrance is too much. Spoiler, it's never too much for Taylor. Because if Taylor's albums have taught us anything, this wedding won't just be beautiful. It'll have plot twists, emotional highs, and moments that feel straight out of a movie. And let's not forget the timing. Taylor's currently riding the tidal wave of her life of a showgirl era, breaking records, topping charts, and once again proving she's the undisputed queen of music. Yet, even amid the chaos of her career, you can tell she's got something bigger in mind. A wedding that's both intimate and grand, private yet unforgettable. Meanwhile, Travis is balancing NFL games, podcast episodes, and if the rumors are true, helping lock down venue dates like a man who negotiates touchdowns and table settings with equal confidence. And of course, the burning question, What's the theme? Will it be timeless elegance with white roses and crystal chandeliers, or a whimsical boho chic dream filled with fairy lights and floral arches? Knowing Taylor, expect something far more layered. A wedding built like one of her songs, deeply personal, full of hidden Easter eggs, and designed to tell a story. Maybe the decor will feature lyrical nods to her past eras, inside jokes woven into the centerpieces, or even a few subtle tributes to the love story that brought her here. Because for Taylor and Travis, this isn't just a wedding. It's the final track of a love story that the whole world's been listening to. And it's about to be their most unforgettable encore yet. And then, of course, there's the celebrity factor. You can practically feel the star power this wedding will attract. A-list friends, longtime collaborators, and surprise guests will be flocking to witness the biggest pop culture event of the decade. Imagine Ed Sheeran raising a heartfelt toast between performances, Taylor singing a love song she wrote just for the night, and Travis's teammates jumping in on a choreographed dance moment during the reception. The energy? Absolutely electric.
But beneath all the glitz and glamour lies something far more compelling, a real partnership. Taylor has openly said she never dreamed about marriage until she met Travis. And Travis? He's described the planning process as easy, which says everything about how in sync these two are. This isn't a showmance. It's a genuine connection between two people who understand each other's worlds, the chaos, the spotlight, the pressure, and choose to celebrate love on their own terms. And in a world where celebrity relationships often crumble under public scrutiny, that authenticity is refreshing. While we wait for official details, fans are having the time of their lives imagining all the little luxuries that could make this wedding unforgettable. The personalized invitations, the custom-designed gowns, the private performances, the 5-star accommodations. The possibilities are endless, and honestly, the speculation is half the fun. Swifties are already crafting theories worthy of a dissertation, from what kind of flowers she'll choose to the exact shade of her wedding dress. Some predict a gown designed entirely from scratch, inspired by her music eras, a love story stitched in fabric. Others envision a dramatic entrance on a lantern-lit pathway, shimmering like a scene straight out of a Taylor Swift bridge. And let's not forget the proposal that started it all, because Travis didn't just drop to one knee. He built a garden. He turned his backyard into a scene worthy of a cinematic finale, choreographing every detail to perfection. So, you know the wedding will have to match that same level of grandeur, creativity, and emotional punch. Expect breathtaking scenery, hidden Easter eggs, and moments so magical they'll feel scripted. Except they're not. They're just Taylor and Travis. Ultimately, this wedding is about more than vows and venues. It's about storytelling, about legacy. It's a real-life fusion of music and sports, heart and hustle, two worlds colliding to create something entirely new. Taylor and Travis aren't just planning a wedding, they're crafting a cultural moment. And until the big day arrives, fans will keep the theories alive, decoding clues, tracking locations, and imagining surprise performances like it's another Swift album rollout. Because let's face it, this won't be just any wedding. It's going to be iconic. It'll have love, music, laughter, and just the right amount of drama, the good kind. When the time comes, it'll mark not just the next chapter of Taylor and Travis's love story, but the most talked about celebrity union of the decade. And if there's one thing we know about Taylor Swift, it's that when she sets her heart and mind on something, it becomes unforgettable. So buckle up, grab your friendship bracelets, and maybe start brushing up on your favorite Taylor lyrics. Because the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding is coming. And it's shaping up to be a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle, a celebration of love, music, and pure magic. Because sometimes the greatest fairy tale isn't written in a storybook, it's the one unfolding right before our eyes.